राम राम भाई लोग, क्या हालचाल सबके? होप एवरीवनस डूइंग वेल। सबसे पहले तो सभी को इंडिया की सेमीफाइनल के जीत की बहुत बहुत बधाई। I didn't watch the game yesterday, but I heard from whatever I saw on Twitter, I heard that it got I heard that it
I
got
mean,
quite tense
there
for
was
a
a
while.
phase in the match when Kane Williamson and Daryl Mitchell were batting. हमारे दोनों टेस्टिकल्स मुंह में आ गए थे सबके, मगर वो तो हम इंडियन फैंस हैं, तो हमारे ऐसे टेस्टिकल्स तो आते ही रहते हैं. मगर honestly, after scoring 397, we should have won. And at the end of the day, New Zealand New Zealand is a fantastic team. Like, you have to give it to them. They always bring their A game when it comes to knockouts. I just think it is freaking brilliant. New Zealand is brilliant. I feel a little sad that Kane Williamson ka probably ये last World Cup होगा. I just wanted to mention a great player of our this last decade, and probably it was his last World Cup. But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, so किसी का रिकॉर्ड हुआ ना? विराट का कुछ रिकॉर्ड भी तो हुआ ना?
Yes, Virat Kohli
क्या
broke
रिकॉर्ड था?
Sachin Tendulkar's record of 49 100s in ODI cricket. Now Virat has 50, and he did it in Sachin Tendulkar's home ground, Wankhede Stadium.
In front of him, right?
In front of Sachin Tendulkar, and apparently David Beckham was also there.
बेगानी शादी में कहाँ से आ गया ये?
No, I think they were doing a UNICEF event, David Beckham and them.
Okay.
So I think that's why David Beckham was there.
I also saw there was a German player who plays in a German team called Bayern Munich called Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller को भी पता नहीं कहाँ से somebody sent him Team India की jersey.
Cricket is becoming a very big sport. मैंने तेरे को बोला था.
I don't know if it's cricket becoming a big sport or if like BCCI का PR department is working overtime.
The money. Boss, the money is incomparable now. तुम्हारी IPL की teams are कुछ teams are valued right on top with private franchises of cricket. I know you don't watch it, but the money in cricket is insane now.
I know IPL I try sometimes every now and then I'll watch something from the IPL.
Olympics में आ गया है. Olympics में अगले Olympics में T20 cricket है. अच्छा.
Seriously?
हाँ तो यार it is and mark my words, T20 cricket will make cricket a global sport. अभी just think about it. Joe Rogan की podcast में, do you know that African American guy who makes MMA documentaries where he follows I forgot his name, like Looking for a Fight or something. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Anatomy of a Fighter.
Anatomy of a Fighter. Yes, that guy, Anatomy of a Fighter. I'm so sorry. He was on Rogan's show, and he tells Rogan, "Yo, do you know this guy, Virat Kohli?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Check his Instagram." So he tells Rogan to check Virat Kohli's Instagram. He's like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "Now check LeBron James का Insta." He's like, "ये तो कुछ नहीं है LeBron James इसके आगे." He's like, "इतने लोग हर टाइम मैच देखते हैं. ये है sport. This sport is insane. Pay attention to this sport." And you know why all of this has happened? Because of T20 cricket and IPL. And whether
definitely.
I can be a Naraz Fufaji and always whine about how I hate T20, but the fact is, cricket की blessing है T20.
No. It is T20 that is, carried cricket into the stage it is where today, especially for India and the Indian Premier League. जो value है Indian Premier League की, it's quite insane. Like abhi, what the EPL has done for football, I mean, is what the IPL is doing for cricket. That itna to I recognize, and I'm happy that it is the IPL that is doing so well. कि इंडिया वाले हैं, खेल भी रहे हैं, पैसा भी कमा रहे हैं. ये देखिए, the foremost cricket expert on X, formerly
The
known as
greatest of
Twitter.
all
That's
time
right.
when it comes to
Greatest of
cricket
all time.
commentary. इनकी क्रिकेट कमेंट्री इतनी अच्छी
Abhijit,
होती है कि क्रिकेट के रूल्स चेंज हो जाते हैं.
Abhijit, what do
Hmm.
you have to say about the record-breaking, once in a lifetime, once in a generation performance by Virat Kohli? Please, I want to know your
It's
thoughts
Yes,
in
Abhijit,
detail.
yes. The
look.
bastard must have.
No, it's fantastic. See, I
Is
predicted
it?
it. Go check my tweets. It's
I
fantastic.
don't want to check your tweets. I want to hear from you, from live on the show. Yeah,
All
tell me
I
goddamn
about this
world.
this
predicted something like
this
that was going to
achievement.
happen. No,
Uh, what's
I
that?
Abhijit is
predicted
like,
then and there.
you bitches. I only speak via tweets when it comes to cricket.
मैं tweet
But
पे
no, no, no.
बोलते हैं सिर्फ.
We have not
Yeah,
gotten into comments yet. I'm more
Yeah.
generally. I'm just more comfortable with Twitter as a means
I
of
want you
expression.
to okay,
Fuck
fine.
you,
Let's
Abhijit.
forget about Kohli. I want you to talk about the sort of what was the key to success for Shami in the semi-final, because
Look,
he was
Shami
the
was
key.
okay. Look, Shami wasn't part of the playing 11, right? He hadn't been selected initially.
Yes,
But then the point is, this was a guy who had gone through so much mental stress.
correct.
Okay, you remember all the wife allegations and all that shit and this
Oh
and
yeah,
that.
that was
And
terrible. Poor guy.
sometimes you just come and you hit a lucky streak sometimes. And in this case, he knew the pitch. This was a pitch that he's very familiar with.
Hmm.
Wankhede is something he knows very well. I was actually quite surprised by his performance, I have to say.
Were you?
But look, I mean,
What
when he's
surprised
good,
you?
yeah. But surprised me kind of like 7 wickets.
I love this conversation
And
because
one
we
after
know
the
who
other.
tweets for
And
Abhijit.
he
It's
acquitted
it's the
himself.
blind leading the blind. Me and Abhijit have no
After he
idea
missed
about
that
cricket.
Bumrah
And
catch.
You
we're
two
the
sports cutters, you don't even watch the sport. This is so amazing.
What? See, after he missed that Bumrah catch, I think he acquitted himself very well after that.
he did.
Oh
He
fuck.
did. Yeah.
But
Acha, he
look,
dropped the catch.
I was also right about New Zealand knowing how to chase. They crossed well over 300 boss. At one point, we thought they were going to win. No,
Yeah.
Prashant
Acha,
got very
at
excited.
one point it was quite tense apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
but
And
but
he
can
dropped a
I
catch.
make
Shami
a comment
dropped a
on his
catch also.
No, yeah, he dropped a catch of Kane
Bumrah got
Williamson of
ball.
the bowling
Oh
of
shit.
Bumrah. But can I just make a comment on a serious note? The about the tournament. This tournament has lasted too long, man. I don't know about anybody else. Listen, why can't cricket have the concept of double headers, yaar? Like every
Hmm.
day, just fucking pack the matches and finish them off, na? They just don't
हाँ,
do it. And
बहुत
India,
जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा ना.
and by the way, India has to play in different. You know how much traveling the every other team in
Hmm.
World Cup, Abhijit, has played like 3 matches in one stadium or 2 matches in one stadium, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
India has played different matches in different
अच्छा?
stadiums. 9
Mm.
different stadiums. So the Indian team is traveling fucking one place to the
The
other.
most. Hmm.
Insane. And they have to play on the weekend apparently. Otherwise, टट्टी नहीं आती लोगों
Well,
को.
obviously viewership चाहिए
Both
ना
are wrong.
Disney Plus पे.
It's ridiculous, यार. क्या torture है Indian team के लिए? It's ridiculous.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's but by the way, तूने numbers देखे शाम? Last जो ये first semi-final, यार इंडिया के नंबर कैसे कोई मैच कर सकता है कोई स्पोर्ट में? Just
Hmm.
on Hotstar, मैंने लास्ट चेक किया था कुछ 5.2 करोड़ लाइव व्यूअरशिप सिर्फ
5.2
हॉटस्टार
crore.
बेंचोद 5.2
अच्छा.
करोड़ हॉटस्टार पे और मेरे जैसे लोग जो स्टार स्पोर्ट्स पे देखते हैं वो फ्यू करोड़ और फिर इलीगल
Hmm.
स्ट्रीम आउटसाइड इंडिया विजडन जो विलो क्रिकेट टीवी और ये सब लोग हैं मतलब कितने लोग
हाँ.
क्रिकेट देखते हैं ओह फक
अच्छा. तो 5 crore means 50 million people tuned in.
यस concurrent viewers say 50 million on
50 million
average
concurrent viewers.
concurrent viewers
Wow.
तो अभिजीत ये लोग जो
Highest
बाय द
EPL.
वे
हाँ.
अभिजीत इसके एड रेवेन्यू क्या होते होंगे इन हरामजादों के
Kinke.
ये जब इंडिया खेलती है जो एड डालते होंगे
Boss, that would run into God knows how many tens, if not hundreds of crores.
fuck I'm like what the fuck 5 crore plus concurrent viewers on and kudos huh by the way
हाँ.
Abhijit Sham and I watch another sport which you hate which is MMA the app that runs these fights in America is ESPN Plus. Those bitches, their app always crashes. And apne
Acha.
yaar Disney Hotstar handles 5 crore plus concurrent viewers, never crashes.
Acha.
Never crashes. Never crashes.
I wonder, compared to, if you compare viewership of ye jo hua hai, 5 crores concurrent viewers, I wonder how it works compared to Premier League viewership. Like what is
Nahi
peak
hai yaar. This is
viewership of the
boss.
Premier League?
Cricket has the highest viewership in the world.
Is it really? Is
Highest.
that true? I mean,
यार
obviously,
इंडिया
apart
में
from the
इतना
World
हमने
Cup,
बच्चे
apart
पैदा
from the
कर दिए हैं
Football
और
World Cup.
तू देख ले, तू चेक कर ले, मैक्सिमम व्यूअरशिप कोई भी
Yeah, I'm
स्पोर्टिंग
sure
इवेंट
apart
चेक
from the,
कर
I
ले.
think apart the World Cup got like the World Cup final got 1 billion views, like 1 billion concurrent viewers, which is insane. Yeah, but I think other than that, I don't know what other sport has which sport has the highest.
और बाय द वे इंडिया में एवरी सिंगल मैच इंडिया प्लेस गेट्स एयर्ड
हाँ.
फॉर फ्री ऑन डीडी. वो अलग है.
अच्छा, हाँ, that's true.
एवरी सिंगल मैच वो डीडी पे फ्री आता है क्योंकि हम चोचलिस्ट है.
हाँ, तो it might be interesting to see कि DD की भी viewership, like what was DD's viewership combined with Hotstar's viewership.
I'm
Wonder what
going
it
to
was.
look at these numbers
Hmm.
on Sunday when I do my Monday cricket podcast. I'm researching. I'm trying to find numbers. I'm going to do a historical view at numbers. By the way, it's insane. Even आज का जो semi-final है Eden Gardens में, there are around 60,000 people in Eden Gardens watching Australia play South Africa. They mock in. नहीं, by the way, they always they were mocking ना कि लोग नहीं आ रहे, लोग नहीं आ रहे.
हाँ, हाँ.
देखो आ रहे हैं लोग. ऐसा नहीं है, लेकिन लोग आ रहे हैं. लोग आ रहे हैं यार. 60,000 लोग मैच. तो तुम अभी तुम्हारी होम टीम नहीं खेल रही है, कोई दो और टीम है, मगर 60,000 लोग ईडन गार्डन्स में आके बैठे हुए हैं. तो और क्या चाहिए तुमको मुस्टंडो?
इंडिया ही है ना. Essentially it seems like what India has done is what America has become for NFL.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इंडिया, इंग्लैंड तीनों में लोग आते हैं देखने को मैच. तीनों में.
हाँ, but the level of viewership that you get in India is just unmatched for cricket. कहीं भी
You
और.
can't.
You just can't match it.
There is a reason BCCI is the richest. Okay,
हाँ.
BCCI controls everybody else's testicles.
Yeah.
And that's only because of all you buggers who go to watch the match. Okay.
Yeah.
Even you watching it still contributes very significant revenue because the sheer numbers, maybe one or two they don't pick up, but every 1,000, 2,000 TVs that get switched on to watch, they pick that up, boss. And OTT में तो pick up करना बहुत आसान हो गया है because there's also a digital to and fro signal relay. ठीक है ना?
Yeah.
So they are the sheer bulk. It's just market numbers, boss. You can't argue with statistics, no? They're probably a bigger market than the rest of the world combined.
Yeah.
And even if our disposable income at the top end is maybe only equal to, say, Australia, it is the entire Australia watching the match, imagine.
Yes.
As opposed to Australia maybe only 1/4 or 1/10 would be watching the match at any given point of time.
That is such an important point Abhijit has raised, that even if India ki overall income less than 3,000 USD hai, magar people with $60,000 income in India are so many that India is such a weird. Abhi, for example, Sham, I just opened Hotstar to check the numbers for concurrent viewers for this match, which is nothing to do with India. It is Australia and South Africa. Right now, Hotstar पे 1.7 crore people concurrent viewers हैं. Right now, Disney Hotstar पे.
Shit.
I'm not talking about Aussies and South Africans watching this right now, or other cricket fans watching. Just in India, 1.7 crore people are watching it right now, just on Disney Hotstar. Forget the others. Come on, yaar.
Wow.
It is fucking insane, yaar.
Yeah.
It is
I hope it
mental.
does take off. I hope India becomes for cricket what, the US has made a name for itself in basketball and baseball and NFL. And they've become such huge brands and such big money makers, even for, for the American economy also. I hope that does the same for, India does the same thing with cricket. And it's already translating into other sports. Ye sala Beckham aaya hua tha, pata nahi kyun gaand banane ke liye, Wankhede mein. And then I told you about that German player that was wearing that plays for Bayern Munich, that was wearing the Indian jersey. There was another some player in the Premier League, jo best of luck Kohli bhi bol raha tha. I can't remember what his name is. So there was some player in the Premier League that was like, oh, all the best Kohli, well done on your 50 centuries. मैं कहा लौड़े तेरे को पता भी है century क्या होती है. But anyway, it was happening. So, long may it continue, and I hope it grows from strength to
Kohli is
strength.
already in the top 10 in terms of social media reach, and I think even net worth as far as sportsmen are concerned. T20 cricket is already catching eyeballs around the world. See, I'll give you an example now. Why my wife does not watch cricket, right? But my wife watches T20 cricket. Now, what do you do? I don't watch T20, but my wife, she loves IPL.
Well, the
She will,
casual
see
viewer
IPL.
obviously will enjoy IPL more.
That's the thing, right? It's a carnival. There are 60 games in IPL. All are sold out. Ab mere ko explain karo. Irrelevant games which have nothing to do. The decision is finalized. Everything is finalized. Every single freaking event gets sold out, Sham.
वही बात है.
So that's the thing. But चलो अच्छा वो दूसरा टॉपिक के बारे में बात करते हैं.
अरे मेरे को सवाल आया है. I have a question for Abhijit. Very interesting question. From Arun RT. Question: views on Shehla Rashid's turtle turn on her sudden outburst of support for Modi.
Yes, Abhijit, let's talk about it.
Is this trustable?
Look, how long have I been telling you?
For at least 2 years, he's been saying this.
I told you, no? I told you. For more than 2 years, boss. In 2019, say, when this whole thing had happened, she was being kept in Gupkar Road, number 10 Gupkar Road, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I've forgotten what the Bangla number was. She's been, look, we're very good at infiltrating. We're good at counterterrorism when we want to be good at counterterrorism. Let's put it this way. So we're very good at infiltrating, the other side and finding out the lay of the land and things like that. I won't even be surprised if Shehla Rashid provided a lot of the intel that has led to us being able to completely neutralize, Mufti and Abdullah. Okay, because all those party meetings and all of that, she would have known what to do. She would have been listening, and I don't understand why you would go after her for that. This whole right-wing meltdown over her being doing what she has. Boss, what do you want? Do you want her to stay on that side? She's actually risked a lot more collecting the intel and giving it to you. And you want to spit on her for putting her own ass on the line for you. ऐसे नहीं होता है ना. And see,
you're
people
talking
do
about
shit.
a very unintelligent bunch of people, huh, Abhijit? They don't think
very unintelligent. And see, people do shit. But the thing is, when they see things, why do you want this Agni Pariksha for everyone?
And Abhijit, what is the weird thing about this whole thing is, let us, you can be cautious, you can be what, but at a fundamental level, Abhijit, you and I as human beings, or everybody as a human being, changes in every 5 to 6 years. Our core thoughts, a lot of things change in us. We evolve. So why can't she evolve is my question.
Exactly. So, and she has actually evolved to this position long back. The point was the government needed her to do certain things. And I think what she's done, she should be getting a shabashi, boss. She doesn't deserve our abuses.
Yes. I think we should appreciate.
I mean, it's something similar has happened with what's that IS officer, Kashmiri? Kya naam hai uska?
Shah Faisal
something. Shah Faisal. He's also changed his mind on 370 and Kashmir and Modi and things like that.
And that was also done very purposely because they wanted to see who all would go and join something like that and see who were all the people who were frustrated with both Mehbooba and with the Abdullahs. And it created the kernel of what we require to destroy the political structures out there.
What is the future it look like in Kashmir from a BJP perspective or from the central government's perspective? What would they like to see happen there?
See, they've achieved everything they wanted. Okay, because what has happened is there is a very sophisticated surveillance network now, where it is virtually impossible. Pehle kya hota tha na, these same guys, the apple farmers and orchards, they used to be hosting terrorists, and then they'll be like, they themselves will call up the security forces and hand them over to get the money. So they would have gotten hospitality money from the terrorists, and they'll also get the reward from the government for handing them over.
Hmm.
और वो फिर मारे जाते थे. ठीक है?
Hmm.
The terrorists would then be killed, which is why, winter wasn't a good time for terror, because that is when all the trees and everything would uh, give up their leaves, so it was very difficult to see. Whereas apple season is when the orchards are full of lush greenery, and that was peak terrorism season. Okay?
Hmm.
Now, because of surveillance and things like that, all of that is finished. Okay,
Hmm.
you can't be hosting a guy at your house. If he comes into your house, the government will know about it. Full stop.
Wow.
So this is number one. So they achieved the security cover. The
Hmm.
second thing that they've achieved is they've achieved complete political neutralization of both Pakistan. Pakistan is no financial position to help.
Yeah.
And all the parties whose dhanda chalta tha. Because
Hmm.
see, what happened was the way Mufti and Abdullah used to get protection, I guess, from Pakistan or from Pakistani terrorists used to be, they used to say, you should talk to Pakistan. Pakistan is a key player in the conflict, this and that, which is exactly what Pakistan wanted.
Yes.
For the last 7, 8 years, you've refused to talk to Pakistan. You've refused to engage with the Abdullahs and the Muftis. So, boss, their value to Pakistan has become zero. So, udhar se paisa nahi aa raha.
Hmm.
Then, when you cut off their political base, that you don't have a state to contest, so you can't even form a state government and make money. So, tera paisa kahan se aayega? Where is your largest ka mechanism?
Yeah.
So they've done this very smart. My only worry is, and I keep saying this since 2019, if you remember, the entire structure, the entire financial structure that has been built around terrorism has not completely been dismantled. That needs to be dismantled. And
So
it
what do
is
you mean
not.
by that?
So the construction industry. Okay, the fact that everybody lives off doles in some form or the other. Almost 55% of the population is dependent on government spending out there because of
Hmm.
security situation and things like that. Okay, uh, so they have kind of focused on they haven't broken monopolies. What they've done is they've brought in a whole load of new tourism that's coming in out there, which is fantastic.
Hmm.
But what is happening is, in spite of all the tourism, those vested interests are still there who want to go back to things. So if you don't get rid of all those the illegal construction businesses, the money laundering happening through medical studies in Bangladesh and things like that.
The
I mean,
fuck?
why would Kashmiri students, they all go to Bangladesh to study medicine? They don't go to
What the
Ukraine, which used to
fuck?
be
Uh,
even in those days. Ukraine nahi jate the,
uh,
Bangladesh jate the. And that's the standard route for money laundering. Hmm.
right.
There were all these things that would happen, which, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. So how do you destroy it? You destroy it by bringing in fresh
Right.
businesses, new
They
businesses.
destroyed it, and see, they're focusing quite a bit uh, uh, on tourism, because they know industry. They tried industry, it didn't go in there and take away and create jobs. So now they're focusing entirely on the services and tourism to incentivize everybody in tourism. The thing is, it's actually working out really well, because instead of living on the 2000 का handout from the government, आजकल यार टैक्सी 10 दिन टैक्सी चलाओ, महीने में तुमको हाथ में 10-15 हजार आ जाता
Hmm.
है. Just salary. I'm not
Hmm.
even including the taxi का cost जो जिसका मालिक होगा. I'm just talking about the driver out there. So
Hmm.
they're very happy with it. Right? They're earning a lot more money. People have forgotten that a lot of our calculi of handing out money out there was based on 1990s ka income levels. India of 2023 is not India of 1990. Aaj ka income levels and disposable income are much higher.
Yeah. So you mean to say that the focus on tourism, on developing the tourism industry, is paying dividends in terms of dismantling that previous economy?
Correct.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. It is interesting. There's a good comment here
Yeah,
from
think like this, right? Every time you have a country growing economically, uh, as you have the number of haves increasing vis-a-vis the
Hmm.
number of have-nots, what happens is there are way more things at stake to lose as a society. So it's a natural outcome of that the pressure from the haves keeps on increasing, and these are not your old elites, right? These are new people with some money or something. So these are not people who are kind of enmeshed in the system, so they demand new things, and that leads to the trickle down effect on law and order and all those other government machineries. So it's a very, it is not like इंडिया में कुछ यूनिक हो रहा है, इंडिया में वही हो रहा है जो इतनी सारी इकोनॉमीज में पहले हुआ है, अगर तुम economic history of the world study करोगे तो.
I mean, that's what the Saudis are doing, right? The Saudis are like, yaar, tel khatam hone wala hai. And the haves don't want to become have-nots. So they're pivoting. They're saying, chalo, let's try a little tiny bits of democracy. Let's try other economic systems. Let's try patching up with India and Israel and things like that. So ye usi need ki wajah se ho raha hai na?
Yes.
Yeah. This is a good comment from Rituj Kuruskar. He said, right wing wants everybody to join them until people actually join them.
This is such a brilliant observation. Can I just appreciate this observation?
I think this should be the comment of the month, not just
yes. This is such a beautiful observation because this is so typical. You know, और अंदर की bigotry बाहर आ जाएगी, सब कुछ बाहर आ जाएगा.
है ना?
Yeah. Yeah, they see, I understand, you know, that there is a natural need कि भाई आप अगर हमारे को join कर रहे हो तो हर एक जो हम जिस point पे विश्वास रखते हैं उस point पे हमारी alignment होनी चाहिए. But unfortunately in the real world it doesn't work like that. You know, if somebody comes over to your side, they're not going to immediately, as soon as they join, agree with you on every single point. होगा ही नहीं ऐसा. It just doesn't work out like that in the real world. Because I remember people were saying कि Nupur Sharma के case में Sheila Rashid hasn't given a satisfactory answer. And I'm like, अभी immediately अगर आप हर चीज में alignment मांगोगे तो नहीं मिलेगी. It's fair to question her on Nupur Sharma. I don't think that's an unfair question. But I think it's also, you know, reasonable to think कि, you know, is maybe ये धीरे धीरे develop किया जाए. This is not something that might happen overnight. I don't know. I don't know कि immediate Agni Pariksha is something that is needed or smart or whatever. I don't know. People probably won't agree with us on this.
नाम नहीं लेना चाहता, ये वो right wing है जो पैसे लेके ट्वीट करते हैं, कितने
ये
चूतिए लोग हैं यार. अभी क्या तेरे को बोलूं, अगर तेरे को नाम पता चलेगा ना, तेरे को ऐसा झटका लगेगा ना. और क्या क्या ट्वीट करते हैं भोसड़ी के.
How many times I have been asked,
पैसा दो यार ट्वीट करने का. Come on यार, हम भी करेंगे.
No, they've asked me several times, will you do paid tweets? I'm like, भोसड़ी के तुम लोगों के पास पैसा नहीं है मेरे को paid tweets करवा.
इसके लिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ छोड़ दे.
मतलब
yes. अरे मेरे को भी ऑफर आ चुके हैं. This is fuck all.
You know, हमने we talked a little bit about Sheila Rashid, Kashmir cricket. I want to shit on one of our favorite people once again, Hagmeet Singh. Hagmeet Singh Dhaliwal
man
sahab.
is such a cunt. Can you put up that tweet, that bastard Diwali tweet?
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. तो मैं ढूंढता हूँ, मैं निकालता हूँ.
That man is so frustrating. Like,
I don't know पता नहीं क्यों पैदा हो गया है.
Like, I get so angry every time his name is taken. He's so repulsive.
ये बड़ा जज चूतिया है या पन्नू बड़ा चूतिया, मेरे को कभी-कभी honestly समझ में नहीं आता. ज्यादा बड़ा चूतिया कौन है?
नहीं पन्नू से बहुत बड़ा चूतिया है, क्योंकि ये पोजीशन ऑफ पावर में पन्नू तो झाटू है.
हाँ, पन्नू तो झाटू है, वो बात भी सही है. अरे यार मेरा ट्विटर क्यों नहीं खुल रहा है यार आज. My Twitter isn't loading. देखो यार कुशल, if you can find that tweet, for some reason my Twitter isn't loading.
भाई मैं तो जगमीत को खोल ही नहीं सकता ना. His handle is banned in India ना.
Oh, that's right.
मैं कैसे खोलूंगा इसको?
देखता हूँ. Let's see if I can find it. ये रहा, ये देखो. Found it. So this is what Hagmeet Singh, one of the, you know, big political leaders of Canada, tweeted. You know, and the self-appointed leader of the Canadian Sikhs tweeted. He said, "Today, Hindu and Jain families in Canada and around the world are lighting lamps to celebrate the triumph of good over evil. On behalf of the New Democrats, I wish you and your loved ones a happy Diwali and Deepavali." So This is the key part. Hindu and Jain families are celebrating Diwali.
Left that
और
seat.
जो मेरे पड़ोसी दिल्ली में, जब हम लोग पंडारा रोड में रहते थे, मेरे जो पड़ोसी थे सरदार लोग, जो लोग साले पटाखे फोड़ते थे, वो क्या कर रहे थे? What were they doing?
एक मिनट, फॉर द रिकॉर्ड, मैं तेरे को एक चीज ढूंढ के निकाल के देता हूँ.
क्या कर रहे थे वो लोग?
तुझे, आई डोंट नो हाउ टू से दिस, बट ये जो एक ये मिथोलॉजी जो खालिस्तानी पेलना चाहते हैं ना, चौदू साले, मतलब
अबे सबसे बड़े पटाखे ना ये लोग हमारे कॉलोनी में सबसे बड़े पटाखे सिख लोग खरीद के लाते थे. वो
एक मिनट,
1000 वाली लड़ी, वो हमेशा
शाम,
सिख लोग
it's
खरीद के
very
लाते थे मेरे
important.
नेबरहुड में.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू शेयर दिस ट्वीट ऑफ बलराज दिल साहब. मैं ये मंदिर में भी गया था. बाय द वे, एवरीबॉडी गाइस, अगर आप टोरंटो में होगे, कभी जा रहे हो, तो कैन यू प्लीज विजिट दिस टेंपल. इट इज अ साइट.
अच्छा.
It is magnificent. Okay, this is the temple. Listen, read what Balraj Dil Saab has written. Celebrated Dashera at Hindu Sabha Mandir in Brampton with friends and family. Very large crowd, many streets around the temple full. Over 60% Sikhs.
Over 60% Sikhs in fucking Brampton.
Yes. और ये
Wow.
मंदिर है ना, ये शाम, ये तू देख रहा है, ये मूर्ति हनुमान जी की. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द बिगेस्ट हनुमान जी मूर्ति एवर. एंड इसके लिए मेरे फादर इन लॉ ने भी डोनेट किया है, और बहुत सिखों ने भी
अच्छा.
डोनेट किया है. माय फादर इन लॉ वाज इन्वॉल्वड विद दिस टेंपल इन द अर्ली 80s
हाँ.
में, जब ये मंदिर चालू हुआ था ना, तब फंड रेजिंग में मेरे फादर इन लॉ ने तब से काम किया है. ही इज वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ दिस मंदिर. इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ माय
हाँ.
फादर इन लॉ आई केम टू नो अबाउट दिस मंदिर. इस बार मैं जब गया था टोरंटो, आई डिड गो टू विजिट दिस टेंपल आल्सो, एंड दिस इज वेरी नॉर्मल इन कनाडा. Hindus and Sikhs celebrate Diwali. ये
Is it?
चूतिया
आप तो कह रहे थे कि the newer generation is quite radicalized, the Gen Z and stuff.
still celebrate Diwali. They
अच्छा,
they're
they do.
radicalized, but they celebrate Diwali. And even this बंडी छोड़ चूतड़ फोड़ पता नहीं क्या है वो दिवस के बारे में वो जो बात करते हैं, it makes no sense.
हाँ.
वो एक छोटा सा सेगमेंट है. अभी जैसे अब मैं तेरे को बताता हूँ,
That is SGPC authorized ना. बंदी
वो
छोड़ is
और वो
SGPC
वीडियो
authorized.
और वो जो वीडियो एक आया है ना, फिर से वो सेम स्पॉट है. तेरे को याद है लास्ट ईयर मैंने तेरे को वीडियो भेजा था,
हम्म.
मेरे मोबाइल से रिकॉर्ड किया था, वो
हम्म.
फटेगा.
हम्म.
एग्जैक्टली एक ये मॉल है मॉल्टन मिसिसागा में.
हम्म.
इस मॉल का नाम है वेस्टवुड मॉल. मैंने तेरे को और अभिजीत दोनों को वीडियो भेजा था लास्ट ईयर, जब मेरे साथ वो जब झगड़ा हुआ था. तो ये वो जगह पे है ना, कुछ 50 खालिस्तानी आते हैं और उधम मचाते हैं, और वो मॉल के अंदर बाकी हजारों लोग दिवाली बना रहे होते हैं, हिंदू और सिख. और फिर खालिस्तानी सामान फेंकते हैं और फिर उनको छितरौल पड़ती है. लास्ट ईयर भी उनको छितरौल पड़ी थी, और फिर पुलिस आती है और सब सेटल कर देती है. ये एक स्पॉट है कि इसके पहले लोग अज्यूम करें पूरा मिसिसागा में आग लग गई है, हर जगह आंधी तूफान हो गया. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. वो एक मॉल है, और वो मॉल के सेगमेंट में ये होता है. बस इतना है.
Yeah, it is quite funny कि इस तरह से there's such a concerted attempt, चाहे SGPC हो, चाहे ये हगमीत जैसे चूतियां हो, attempt to separate the Sikhs from Diwali. पता नहीं क्यों इतनी मेहनत किए जा रहे हैं, but होगा नहीं. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't
नहीं
know.
होगा.
Obviously, I'm not aware of the situation in Canada, but India में तो यार this is a
कनाडा में
Sikhs
लेवल ऑफ
celebrating Diwali is a
रेडिकलाइजेशन एट इट्स
non-issue
पीक
really.
है ना. कनाडा में लेवल ऑफ रेडिकलाइजेशन एट इट्स पीक है ना. और फिर मैंने तेरे को बलराज देल का दिखाया. ये छोड़ दे. मैं बेकर्सफील्ड में मैं कुछ मंदिरों में गया था. माता की चौकी, बहुत सारे मंदिरों में 90% स्पॉन्सर्ड माता की चौकी. माता कोई उनकी तो नहीं होती है ना, सरदारों की, हमारी होती है ना. 90% स्पॉन्सर्स फॉर चौकी आर सरदार्स.
वो दिल्ली में भी यही है. दिल्ली में भी
तो
माता
यार,
की
मैं तो
चौकी
मेरा
में
पॉइंट है ना,
सरदार लोग
तो
ही आके
मगर
बैठते
पॉइंट
हैं.
है ना कि फिर काय का झाटू दिवस वो लोग बनाते हैं. तो वो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर कॉम्प्लेक्स. वो चूतिया हरकतें करने वाले कुछ है. और आई कैन अश्योर यू दिस मच, जब से गवर्नमेंट ने ये ओसीआई की टारगेटिंग को एकदम ओपनली डिक्लेयर कर दिया है आफ्टर द इंडिया कनाडा स्ट्रगल, आई तेरे को गारंटी से बोल रहा हूँ, अंदर ऐसी गांड फटी हुई है ना. एक बहुत सीनियर संघ के फंक्शनरी, सीनियर, मेरे को यूके में मिले. ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड कॉन्वर्सेशन है, मैं नाम नहीं लेने वाला हूँ. बहुत सीनियर फंक्शनरी, मैं यूके में था, मुझे मिले, बोलते हैं सरदार सरदारों की एक डेलीगेशन उनके पास आई, बोलते हैं सर हमने तो कभी कुछ नहीं किया, हमारे क्यों से कैंसिल करना
हमको क्यों बंद कर दिया?
Well, we have really fucked them, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, all you need to do is OCI. And I remember Abhijit had said कि इनकी सब खालिस्तानियों की प्रॉपर्टी जब्त कर लो, ये हमारी ड्रैकोनियन
That is
एक्ट के अंदर।
ongoing, by the way. That's ongoing, huh?
गार्ड मार रही गवर्नमेंट यार, गवर्नमेंट तो मजाक लगा रही है,
बढ़िया है।
उसकी पसारों की प्रॉपर्टी भी ले, उसके चाचा मामे की भी ले ले। जाओ भोसड़ी वालों, जाओ कोर्ट में लड़ो तुम।
यहाँ पर another thing that I saw, that I've seen that a few times from right-wing accounts or right-wing commentators, Abhijit, whether it's Canada, whether it's the UK, whether it's America, you see कि जब भी ये खालिस्तानी आते हैं या Islamist आते हैं and they attack Hindus on either Diwali or they attack Hindus, जैसे Canada में अभी हुआ था, that video that's going around. I see a lot of commentators that go and say कि this is what happens when you import so-called diversity, and when you say diversity is our strength and this is the result of diversity, you need to kick all these people out. I always find that argument very interesting because I don't know, it shows their bigotry or it shows their complete lack of knowledge of any situation. Because would you, if there was a
right wing नहीं है वो, far right है, far
ठीक
right
है,
ये बात है,
far right ही है, जो भी है, but you know, if there was a group of Jews celebrating Hanukkah or celebrating some kind of Jewish festival, you know, out in public, and then a group of Hamas supporters came and started fighting them, would you say कि throw all these people out, throw the Jews out as well? Jews की क्या गलती है यार? उन्होंने क्या किया?
Those far right
Right.
people
So
will.
that was one lady, and
No, I see this
she
in
got
Britain
called out.
also.
She got called out by everyone,
Okay.
by everyone else.
अरे
I
ये
see that in
ब्रिटेन का
Britain
आदमी को
also.
तो, ये ब्रिटेन वाले आदमी को तो टॉमी रॉबिन्सन ने सुनाया,
हाँ
तो फिर और क्या रह
उसको
गया?
तो टॉमी रॉबिन्सन तो गाड़ी में बैठ के हैप्पी दिवाली बोल रहा था सबको।
टॉमी रॉबिन्सन को लाइटली मत लेना, ये वही टॉमी रॉबिन्सन है जिसने खालिस्तानियों के पोस्टर उठाए थे कुछ साल
पोस्टर
पहले।
भी उठाए थे।
अब मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि उसको कुछ मालूम नहीं होगा, उसने चूतड़ सिंह चौरसिया वाली हरकत कर दी होगी।
यस
और हमारी साइड को उसको एजुकेट करना चाहिए, मगर टॉमी रॉबिन्सन के कोई फैन नहीं है उधर।
या बट तो सबसे पहले दिवाली का मैसेज मैंने उसी का देखा था। आई लॉग्ड इनटू ट्विटर और मैंने कहा टॉमी रॉबिन्सन हैप्पी दिवाली टू ऑल हिंदूज एंड सिख्स ऑफ ब्रिटेन। मैंने कहा ये क्या हो गया इसको? ईडीएल वाले भाई साहब। आई ऑलवेज फाइंड दैट आर्गुमेंट वेरी वेरी स्टूपिड कि बेंचो डाइवर्सिटी ये डाइवर्सिटी वो, भोसड़ी के तुमको तो और इंडियन लाने चाहिए, चूतियों को निकालो, इंडियन लाओ। In any case, हगमीत को थोड़ी सी गाली देनी थी before we did meme review, तो हमने गालियां दे दी।
मीमी करें अभी?
अब मीमी करते हैं। Yes.
चलो, first meme is coming up। हाँ जी, फर्स्ट मीम ट्विटर से है @mithu4812 द्वारा। मिट्ठू, ओके
क्या भाई?
एक क्रिकेट टीम थी अनप्रेडिक्टेबल सी, कुदरत का निजाम पर वो मरती थी, नजरें झुका के शर्मा अफगानिस्तान से हारती थी, चुपके चुपके बिरयानी खाया करती थी। कुछ कहना था उसे, शायद बहुत कुछ कहना था, जाने किससे फटती थी। जब भी मिलती थी मुझसे पूछा करती थी, ये इंडियन बॉलर्स को स्पेशल बॉल कैसे दिया जाता है, छक्के मारना हो तो प्रोटीन कहाँ मिलता है। और मैं सिर्फ यही कह पाता, हार जीत तो लगी रहती है, फॉर्म इज क्लास बट टेम्पररी इज परमानेंट। जो हुआ सो हो गया, so don't spit over the milk cry, seize the opportunity, and if opportunity doesn't door, build the knock, because success is the first step towards failure. And always forget one thing, spread love, because air is in the love, but also have some attitude, be bad, because if I am bad then you are my dad. Thank you for listening. This is Mother from Another Brother signing.
Okay, by the way, for context, for people who don't know, Umar Akmal
from Another Brother.
Umar Akmal has made some gaffes in his life as far as bad English is concerned. So people
Mother
really
from Another Brother.
so yeah,
बहुत
Umar
बढ़िया था।
Akmal।
Well done.
ये दूसरा वाला देखो, ऐसा मेरा मजाक उड़ाया जा रहा है। ये
Brother, brother.
I can't believe that we are losing after scoring 397. Exhibit 2. जब से तूने we are losing बोला है, अपना तो आतंक ही खत्म हो गया है यार.
देख भाई, मेरा
He is the
क्रिकेट
Panoti.
हमेशा सही रहता है. मैंने लिखा था ब्रैकेट में, we are still winning. When you are
Yes.
tweeting bullshit out about losing, okay?
सारे कॉमनवेल्थ देशों के लिए ना ये है पनौती. ये अंग्रेजों को बोलते हैं बेस्ट व्हाइट बॉल टीम, उनकी मां चुद गई. ये इंग्लैंड न्यूजीलैंड को बोल के है कि हरा देंगे न्यूजीलैंड की.
ये एग्जैक्टली ये एक नंबर का पनौटी है.
एटलीस्ट फॉर द कॉमनवेल्थ कंट्रीज ही इज द पनौती.
एक जो तूने भेजा ना, एक तूने भेजा है, वो तो निकल जा चुका.
हाँ.
वो तो निकल चुका है, वो डिलीट हो गया ट्वीट.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
ठीक है.
यार में हवा
अच्छा,
है.
ये आदमी यार, इसको हमेशा जेम्स मिलते हैं. दिस इज अगेन शेयर्ड बाय गुलाब गामुन. जामुन नहीं, गुलाब गामुन.
और दूसरी बात, जो कमेंट करते हैं ना बाबर आजम किंग है ना, उसको घर लेके जाए. बाबर आजम को घर के लेके जाए. जो बोलता है किंग है, जो बंदा बोलता है ना किंग है बाबर आजम, किंग नहीं है. अभी मैं गाली नहीं दे सकता.
नहीं, गाली नहीं देना.
फैमिली देखती है, वरना मैं ऐसे गाली दूं, ऐसे गाली दूं ना, जिंदगी भर याद रखें ये बड़े हुए.
जिंदगी भर याद रखे ये बड़वे. मगर यार क्या करें अभी, दुख दर्द
ऐसी
पीड़ा.
गाली तो तुम फैमिली चाहे तो मैं कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहता इन बड़ों को.
नहीं, मगर क्या करें यार, अभी दर्द तो होता है ना.
इतनी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड है वो पब्लिक यार. खाने को आटा नहीं, खेलने को क्रिकेट नहीं, साले वर्ल्ड कप में भी बेइज्जती करा के आए इंडिया से. हद है यार. बहुत बहुत पूरा देश ही एक एफ बन रखा है.
ओके, ये नेक्स्ट वाला क्या है देखें.
You can't unsee this. Cameraman zooming on Sara after Gill hits boundaries. दुलकर साहब तो cameraman.
जो बैट का ग्रिप निकाल के ना सीधा बैट तेरे गांड में.
और ये स्पीड क्या है यार, ये कौन है ये लड़का स्पीड, ये क्या है
ये आई थिंक कोई स्ट्रीमर है, ये ट्विच पे स्ट्रीम वगैरह करता है, तो काफी पॉपुलर है. And credit to him also for popularizing cricket, because ये इंडिया में आके he covered the whole World Cup. He's very popular apparently outside of India. And ये फुटबॉल में बहुत involved रहा है. But he came to India to cover the entire World Cup. And so he might need some credit for popularizing cricket in Western fans also. And also कोहली की शर्ट पहन के घूम रहा था पूरे टाइम.
अच्छा, अभी ये बहुत फनी है नेक्स्ट वाला. अगर फाइनल्स के दिन कुछ भी ऐसा वैसा किया तो तुझे किसी सोसाइटी का भी नहीं बनने दूंगा.
साले too close for comfort हो गया था. पापा मैं बस कंपेटिटिव बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा था. नहीं साले,
ऐसा नहीं चलेगा.
कंपेटिटिव नहीं बनाना.
मोदी जी आ रहे हैं संडे को.
वर्ल्ड कप जीतेंगे, उसके बाद इलेक्शन जीतेंगे. ये सब काम नहीं करना है.
कुछ ऐसा गड़बड़ नहीं होना मांगता है.
गड़बड़ नहीं होने का मांगता है. सोसाइटी का सेक्रेटरी भी नहीं बनने दूंगा.
Some of the Jazbai.com @Rajivraj1377.com. क्या
बाबर घंटे का चैलेंज
देखें जरा.
उसके लिए इंशाल्लाह स्टेडियम में मिलेंगे सबको. सब पे मैं सवाल का जवाब दूंगा, जिसको जो चाहिए होगा.
गाड़ फटे तो फटे.
अफगानिस्तान ने हमें पेल दिया वो. अफगानिस्तान ने हमें पेल दिया वो 10 साल तक. जो हमारे जो नस्ल पैदा होगी ना, हमारी नस्लें पैदा होगी ना, वो हमें मुंह पे थूकेंगे, बोलेंगे हमें तुम्हें वर्ल्ड कप में पेला था इंडिया के सामने.
जो बाबर को आप लोग बोल रहे हो, तो हमारी क्या इज्जत रह गई भाई ये सुनने के बाद?
तो हमारी जो इंडिया में बन रहा है उतर गई, उसका कौन जवाब देगा? बाबर आजम क्या हुई? बाबर आजम का बाप की टीम है.
बाबर आजम के बाप तक पहुंच रहे हैं. सही बोल रहा है भाई. अंकल का क्या कसूर है? इंटरव्यू में बाबा ने इतनी शक्ल करी है, बॉल पकड़ी है. अबे भाई तू कप्तान में तो बना हुआ है.
अपनी फोन को बेवकूफ बनाना छोड़ दे. मेरे
अंकल का क्या कसूर है?
मेरे घंटे
My favorite is अंकल का क्या कसूर है. अंकल ने क्या कर दिया
अबे
यार?
मगर ये कैसे लोग हैं यार पाकिस्तान के लोग?
बहुत
मैन,
बहुत
क्रेजी पीपल।
इतना एंजॉय, इसके लिए मैंने थोड़ा वर्ल्ड कप को फॉलो किया है, तो पाकिस्तानियों का मेल्टडाउन देखने के लिए बहुत लगी पड़ी है बेचारों की।
अरे ये तो
नथिंग
मीम
सीम्स टू बी
तूने
गोइंग देयर
वापस
वे
भेज
दीस
दिया।
डेज।
ये
हैं?
मीम तूने वापस एक मीम तूने वापस भेज दिया।
अच्छा, दोबारा भेज दिया।
ये उसी मीम का दूसरा वर्जन है ये अच्छा, ये देख मैंने अडवाणी जी और उनकी फैमिली को टिकट देने को बोला था, तुमने कियारा अडवाणी और फैमिली को दे दिया।
ये टेम्पलेट बहुत बढ़िया है यार, वी हैव टू यूज दिस टेम्पलेट मोर।
बर्बाद कर दिया यार लोगों ने, बेचारे
कियारा अडवाणी को भेज दिया। मैंने देखा उधर कि अरे देखिए मेरा बेटा अडवाणी साहब के साथ बैठा हुआ है, बगल में मैंने देखा कियारा अडवाणी बैठी हुई थी। मैं
अच्छा जी,
पापा
नेक्स्ट
आपने
वन इज
अडवाणी बोला था, स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया।
ये क्या हैंडल का नाम है ट्विटर, भूत हु वॉक्स। भूत हु वॉक्स। ओके, नेशनल बर्ड। ओके, क्या है भाई नेशनल बर्ड?
Which is the national bird in India? Narendra Modi. Which is the national bird in India? Narendra Modi.
यार मोदी को गाना गाते गाते क्यों लोग खेल रहे हैं? ये नया शुरू हो गया है।
Who's your favorite singer? Narendra Modi. Who's your favorite bird? Narendra Modi.
ये नेक्स्ट लेवल है।
I like that one a lot.
ये अभिजीत का फेवरेट है जर्नलिस्ट। ये देख, लखनऊ में आज हम भी शुक्ला जी की चाट के लिए। ठीक है भाई, ये चाट है।
You don't get this.
ये चाट है।
नहीं, शुक्ला जी की चाट लिए।
हाँ मालूम है।
लेकिन मैं जाके शुक्ला जी की चाट लिए। जी तंजुम, ओह शिट यार,
चाटने के लिए ही बैठा था ना। ओके, नेक्स्ट वन
शुक्ला जी की चाट लिए।
इज बाय मिट्टू अगेन। हैप्पी दिवाली
अंकल।
देखो, हैप्पी दिवाली।
अरे ये तो हैप्पी दिवाली होगी।
प्लीज पटाखे मत फोड़ना, द डॉग्स फील वेरी अपसेट। प्लीज क्रैकर्स मत बर्स्ट कीजिए क्योंकि पोल्यूशन बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है। पटाखे वगैरह ना छोड़िएगा क्योंकि आपके नेबर्स को चोट लग सकती है। प्लीज मेरी सांस को बेरोक रखिए। दिवाली पे पटाखे स्किप कीजिए।
रोड गाड़ी चलाने के लिए, पटाखे चलाने के लिए नहीं।
ना माच मैं तो फोड़ूंगा। यस, हैप्पी दिवाली। हैप्पी दिवाली भाइयों, ये बेस्ट मीम है। वेल डन।
ये बेस्ट था।
आप लोग
माँ
माच
चुदवा लो,
तो
मैं तो फोड़ूंगा। माँ चुदवा लो, मैं तो फोड़ूंगा।
ये बेस्ट मीम है। वेल डन। दिस इज हिलाले पाकिस्तान मीम।
अच्छा खासा नॉर्मल स्पीड में लोग अपनी जिंदगी जी रहे थे अंटिल ये भोसड़ी वालों ने प्रवचन देने शुरू
कर दिए।
और लोगों ने बोला जाओ तुम्हारी गार्ड में फोड़ोगे।
अभी तो कुछ इंडिया के जीतने के बाद फिर पटाखे फोड़ रहे थे लोग सारे।
अरे बेशरम लोग 1:30 बजे तक फोड़ रहे थे रात के भैंचोद। मैं दुखी हो गया था उससे।
मेरे फादर का फोन आया, वो लोग कह रहे लोग पटना में पटाखे फोड़ रहे हैं रात में 2-2 बजे। बस
क्या
सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जय। और कर लो, और कर लो मना।
हाँ, प्रसून इंगले, मकसद पूरा नहीं हुआ #sad life। अच्छा,
मकसद पूरा नहीं हुआ।
भाईजान, मकसद पूरा करने वाला रिमोट।
अबे एसी क्या है यार? क्या कभी अंबर सूर्य बिछड़ता है,
क्या
क्या कभी
मकसद पूरा
दीपक जलता है।
भाईजान, मकसद पूरा करने वाला रिमोट।
अबे एसी का है यार।
क्या कभी अंबर
बाप रे,
अरे यार,
पाकिस्तान।
उनके तो आसपास ब्लास्ट भी हुआ था ना, कोई सिलेंडर फट गया था लगता है होटल के बगल में कहीं पर, घर वाली फीलिंग देने के लिए उनको, यू नो, दे वांटेड टू फील लाइक दे वर एट होम, तो बीसीसीआई ने सिलेंडर फोड़ दिया घर के पास। वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस। दिवाली वाला इज गेट्स द हिलाले पाकिस्तान अवार्ड फ्रॉम मी, सो वेल डन जिसने भी वो भेजा था, एंड हैप्पी बिलेटेड दिवाली टू एवरीवन। होपफुली आपने खूब पटाखे फोड़े एंड यू एंजॉयड।
मैंने पर्सनली नहीं फोड़े, मगर मैं हर साल जब से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उंगल शुरू की है ना, मैं पटाखे खरीदता हूँ या ऑर्डर करके किसी एक जगह पे मैं कुछ गरीब बच्चों को डिलीवरी कर देता हूँ, मैं खुद नहीं फोड़ता।
बेस्ट है, बेस्ट है। आई सेंड मनी टू पटना, तो बच्चे पटाखे वटाखे खरीदें, जितना फोड़ना है फोड़ो आराम से।
हाँ, और मेरे को बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट होता है।
हाँ,
ऐसा तबीयत से फोड़े ना लोगों ने दिवाली में पटाखे, मजा आ गया।
हाँ। अच्छा भाई लोग, कोई सवाल वगैरह है तो मेक श्योर टू सेंड द क्वेश्चंस टू अस। वी गोना टेक अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस बिफोर वी गेट आउट ऑफ हियर। ये क्या
किसने बोला है खालिस्तान शुड बी क्रिएटेड इन गाजा?
बस बस वही बनाओ, अगर ब्रैम्पटन में नहीं बनता तो वहां पे बना लो। Did you watch the conspiracy theories that the Napakis are pushing around in social media about match fix, ground fix,
I think
umpire
we should
fix,
not.
and whatnot?
Well, it's okay. That's a low IQ society, so you expect that from them.
मैच फिक्स क्या क्या बोल रहे थे कि उन्होंने, रोहित शर्मा ने कॉइन बहुत दूर फेंका, कॉइन दूर फेंकने से फिक्स हो जाता है।
मतलब यार,
क्या क्या
you
बोल
will
रहे
lose
थे
your
ये लोग?
brain cells. You will lose your brain cells. This is a good question. This is a good question. Abhijit, for you, in the case of the India-China conflict, are there areas of China India can capture in order to use in post-war negotiation? Thank you very much.
So, see, the problem with this territorial capture out there is, the cost of holding that territory is obscene. Okay, it's not just holding the territory, because then you have to start building roads, bunkers, God knows whatnot on it. Okay. This, we're still stuck in this 1965 and 1971 thing where we held territory to use for negotiation. It works in Punjab because that is heavily populated territory or heavily agricultural territory. Okay, तो उधर actual economic hurt होता है, इधर नहीं होता है. So what you need actually out here is a lot of territory to be taken, which then provides a visible humiliation for them, which then brings them to the table, because they don't respect you unless you humiliate them. You understand? They interpret kindness as stupidity. So you need to either destroy a large part of the military, or you need to comprehensively and in doing that capture a bit of land, demonstrably so, in order just to bring them to the negotiating table. So don't think of it, first of all, as negotiation, and don't think of it as the territory is the symptom. It is the large-scale destruction of their forces that is actually required.
Sid Dave is asking, why is India not holding UFC events? अरे यार, fans नहीं है, पैसा नहीं है,
कोई है नहीं. एक
simple है.
मिनट, UFC इंडिया के ट्विटर हैंडल के फॉलोअर्स जानना चाहते हो ना तुम लोग? नहीं, दुख दर्द पीड़ा UFC इंडिया. हाँ, तुमको बताता हूँ, UFC इंडिया के टोटल फॉलोअर्स इस समय 19,900 है. वो लाएंगे इधर ट्विटर इवेंट करने, घूम खाओ यार. बात
एंड पैसा भी नहीं. अब 99% of these people are not going to spend money to buy tickets to go watch a UFC event. They'll watch it on TV या फिर they'll pirate करके देखेंगे. So, that's also very important. अभी उस तरह का, it just doesn't have that kind of economic viability to hold the event. अभी आप देखो कि UFC में ऑलरेडी इतने सारे अफ्रीकन फाइटर्स हैं, फिर भी अभी तक अफ्रीका में तो नहीं किया उन्होंने कोई इवेंट.
कोई इंडिया में कोई इवेंट करेंगे.
इंडिया से तो उतने फाइटर्स भी नहीं है अभी UFC में.
वही. Okay, this is a good question again. Once Hamas is finished, till Gaza will be radical. How will Israel take care of this? Would Israel possibly tactically target Iran once Hamas is over, Abhijit?
See, it's going to be some kind of a new administration, as I understand it. They still haven't, these negotiations are still going on in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, in the cabinet. They will not target Iran directly or Qatar directly. They will do it covertly. There will be bomb blasts that go off. More than Iran, it will really be Qatar that will be targeted, right? Because that is where Ismail Haniya and Khalid Meshal are. We now also have some kind of fairly accurate reporting of what when Ismail Haniya went and met Khamenei, sorry. Khamenei told him, you should have told us this shit was coming. Don't expect us to enter the war when you decide to do shit like this, big shit like this, without telling us about it. You have to give us time to prepare. Okay? So even that is tenuous. So I suspect they will go after Qatar and to a lesser extent Istanbul and even lesser extent Iran, but zyada nahi. Now, will Gaza be radical? Yes. The thing is, once Hamas's sort of iron fist is lifted, you would be able to tell who is more moderate and who is radical. And the point is, it would be just as, I won't say a thought control government, but it will be an anti-terror government, which if you show the slightest sign of supporting terror, they'll throw you in jail. Right? It will be a civic corporators without criminal and military responsibility. The security part, including internal security, will most probably be dealt with Israel or with Arabs who will have to keep reporting to Israel. They will not be given operational autonomy. Right. And the point then becomes, you have to kill your own Arab people. So this is why Israel won't do it directly unless there's a big operation to go in. They will use a local police. And what better way of turning people against each other when you have a huge demographic bulge of youth? You employ the youth in a police, every member of whom has to essentially report back to Israel, and he knows he has to report back to Israel because one of his own colleagues will be reporting on him as well. Samajh rahe ho? So it's actually, think about it. It's actually a very smart plan.
I have a question.
This is where the discussions are going, apparently. We still have no clarity because, the Israeli cabinet does leak somewhat, but not much.
I have a question for the both of you. It's been very, sitting in the US, it's been very interesting watching normal Americans respond to the Israel, Hamas, Palestine thing. And there's been such a large amount of like pro-Palestine and in a lot of cases, unfortunately, even pro-Hamas sentiment among sort of college age Americans. And Abhi, there is another trend that's going around, which is called in which Gen Z college students are reading the letter that Osama bin Laden wrote before he carried out the 9/11 attacks. And they're reading it and they're saying, actually, we were wrong about Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was right about America all along. And it's actually quite crazy because these people, for over a decade, for over 2-3 decades, have been so completely brainwashed or radicalized or whatever you want to call it into thinking that their own country is the biggest evil on planet Earth. And I'm not saying America hasn't done bad things, but to think that your own country is so bad that a terrorist who killed over 3,000, almost 4,000 of your people is actually the good guy, it's quite wild. And all of these ideologies, all of these things that are being taught in these American universities to these students, it's all percolating into Indian universities slowly and steadily as well. Jadavpur ho, JNU ho, Ashoka ho, sab jagah yahi sab padhate hain. What is your take on this level of self-loathing among like American Gen Z?
One of the things, अभी मैं एक मीम देख रहा था रोहित शर्मा के इस पे, I think it was on Rohit Sharma, I'm not sure, or maybe it was somebody else. Anyway, he was talking about how he lived in a 100 square foot house and his brother had to go live somewhere else. And they knew there was no room for getting it wrong. So, jisme ghuso, usme pura dil dimag lagao. So, the kind of fight for life that you have to do here, especially if you're a Brahmin, the higher up you go, the lesser your opportunities get restricted and shit like that. This guy is, everybody here becomes totally driven. Okay. Okay, the non-serious types then have to become serious because there's no altu faltu ke job. So they might do a lot of shit in college, but once they have to enter the workforce, they can no longer afford that kind of crap anymore. Okay, because here we have a huge surplus of people willing to work. You'll always be replaced because it's low end. Uh, 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 we're not a high end kind of country. Now, what happens other than this is in America, on the other hand, you don't have this sort of uh, drive. All your basic human problems are settled. If you lose your job, you'll at least be out on the dole. Okay, your basic lifestyle isn't going to get hurt too badly or whatever. You'll find some other job here or there or whatever. Because services sector is not just IT; it's a lot of different things. And the thing is, because you have institutionalized DEI hierarchies and bureaucracies, you will get employment in one shit or the other. Either ये सब नहीं है, there are no DEI hierarchies and shit like that. ठीक है ना? So this is why you're seeing in America that you normally after 30 people used to turn right wing. People who used to be left wing used to turn right wing. That is no longer happening. The guys who are now 30s and 40s are staying left wing. In fact, they're becoming even more left wing. Why? Because there's a financial incentive. Here, there's no financial incentive left in the system. So
but Indian corporations with भी तो DEI departments आ रहे हैं अब.
यार कहाँ take off हो रहे हैं?
अच्छा.
Because anytime they try something, the entire internet outrage, and this is what internet outrage is fantastic for, it completely knocks these DEI bureaucracies out of place. No, there's no protecting them out here. There is no state support for them. There is no intellectual support for them.
Right.
ये नाम के वास्ते दिखाना पड़ता है कि हम कर रहे हैं. Their नाम के वास्ते DEI. So it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I just think I think it's quite incredible. I think a lot of Americans have been very, very surprised by the level of rhetoric that they've seen from especially college age students. And anything that happens in America, like a decade later, percolates down into India. So it's a good case study at the very least. Kushal.
It's a crisis of meaning in some societies, but what is equally obvious over there is the aggressive response back to people who are making these ridiculous statements. Many people have lost their jobs, including that asshole Indian who was saying nasty things.
Fucking embarrassment. Holy shit.
Yeah, he also lost his job, boss. A lot of people have lost their jobs. So listen, if you are talking about cancel culture and people losing their jobs for having certain thoughts, the right wing in America would always say, oh, iski job chalegi iske liye, iski job chalegi iske liye. A lot of people have lost their jobs for doing nasty things against or saying nasty things about the Jewish community too in America. So there is an equal pushback, and social media creates false echo chambers. If you literally start searching, there are giant pro-Israel rallies also in the West. Big rallies, and they वो रोज नहीं आते ये वेल्लो के जैसे हर वीकेंड पे नहीं आते, मगर वो एक वीकेंड पे आते हैं और इनसे 6 गुना ज्यादा नंबर्स होते हैं. तो उसका क्या? There are random videos of a cab driver in London throwing a pro-Hamas woman out of the car, saying you're an anti-Semite. There are such random videos on all sides. So it depends. As far as I'm not underplaying or undermining what this pro-Hamas sentiment is there, or India got proven right. They banned TikTok.
I know. I know. And now all these countries are like, fuck, we should have done it when we had the chance.
That's my point. So what do you do? At the end of the day, America still, in spite of all of this, listen, the one thing that has given me a lot of perspective in the last 2 years is because I ventured out of India. I stopped being a frog in a well. I stopped looking at America through Twitter timelines. I actually have traveled significantly. Very unlike even average Americans. I have traveled so much in America, Canada. Even when I was in England, I was traveling all over the place. I had rented a car. I'm meeting people. Are there issues? Obviously. But boss, issues मेरे को एक planet पे एक जगह बता दो ना जहाँ नहीं होने वाले हैं. एक planet पे एक जगह तो बता दो. I think this is nothing that the West cannot deal with. It just needs a little bit of a spine. And something very interesting, I heard Donald Trump saying that if I am president, everybody who says pro-Hamas things will be deported. Now, will he deport them? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
See, the Democrats are winning. We expected
They
the
are?
Democrats.
But all polls are saying Trump is winning. All polls in America say he's winning.
Just wait and watch, boss. Just wait and watch. You see, the problem
I
is
don't
the
know.
institutional compromise that has happened. All institutions across the board, the Democrats have compromised. This is not, it's a rigged election, boss. It's a rigged election in every sense of that word. Okay, so you're not going to have Trump win. I will guarantee this. He will not win this time.
I don't think Trump will win either, personally.
Yeah.
It might have
He's
to be
going to get
another another
the
Republican.
nomination. He isn't going to win. And then they're going to double down on all this DEI shit.
Yeah.
You're seeing a temporary setback in all this DEI shit because of Hamas and what has happened.
Yeah.
You give this 1 year. Give this 1 year. And notice the people supporting DEI and all this shit were the East Coast and West Coast Jews, most of them. Who have kind of woken up, but how many woke up? You know, we celebrate one Jewish family withdrawing their fellowships in Harvard. Who else did it? You know, these people who had all their legal things withdrawn, they'll find other people to employ them.
Yeah.
They won't get it in New York, but they'll get it in, say, Minnesota or Atlanta or somewhere there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's they'll get it. This backlash, and it's not even a real backlash. They're actually supporting the killing of and raping and murder of babies and women. And maximum, what, 20, 30, 40 people would have lost their jobs or had their job offers cancelled.
Rescinded, yeah.
That is not a backlash.
Yeah.
Maybe what, 10, 12 families have cancelled their these things to all these papers. You look at New York Times, it's run by a Jew, it's going to get even worse.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any soul searching with the New York Times? No.
No.
You look at all these Ezra Klein and people like that, they're all staying very, very quiet in this and staying out of it because they'll all come back.
Yeah.
See, they realize it's a mistake to engage, to keep talking about BLM and social justice and all of that now. So they'll allow some people to do it, and then mark my words, they'll all come back and say, see, DEI never associated with this. The DEI bureaucracy is never associated with this. Some people, there was overlap between BLM and pro-Hamas and this and that shit, but that wasn't generally the case.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you know, Israelis have a much hard-headed, serious idea about these things. This American East Coast, West Coast, this is the problem of too much wealth. You know, Vinashakali Viprita Buddhi. Basically that.
Yeah. Abhijit, has the government been actually able to break the Abdullahs and Muftis? Because even in the power vacuum, no new power centers have come up. Are the old ones coming back?
See, the point is you want to first break down the power centers. You want to make it hopeless for everybody. Problem kya hoga if you have a power center now? A lot of these Kashmiri politicians, like all politicians, are opportunists. वो इधर से ship jump करेंगे. समझ रहे हो ना? It first needs to be destroyed. There needs to be no political landscape out there, and then a new crop of leaders will emerge. You don't want old wine repackaged in a new bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are surprisingly lefties at MIT and Tufts University aren't too irritating as compared to Harvard? What could be the reason? यार MIT में उतना sciences based है ना, STEM based
नहीं
है.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं, हार्वर्ड में भी STEM है यार. वो पोल आया था.
हार्वर्ड में भी ह्यूमैनिटीज डिपार्टमेंट भी तो है ना.
सिर्फ ह्यूमैनिटीज में भी एक सर्टेन डिपार्टमेंट होता है जो बहुत फार लेफ्ट होता है. बाकी ह्यूमैनिटीज में इकोनॉमिक्स भी तो आती है ना. इकोनॉमिक्स तो नहीं होता ना. इकोनॉमिक्स में डिपार्टमेंट में कभी ऐसे नहीं चीजें होती है, स्टेम में तो होती ही नहीं है। ये कुछ पागल हैं जो बकवास करते रहते हैं, और अभी ये पागलों को जवाब मिलेगा इवेंचुअली। मैं आई थिंक आई डोंट एग्री विद अभिजीत इन हिज एनालिसिस, फाइनल एनालिसिस। इनको भयंकर जवाब मिलने वाला है, और वो ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम मिलेगा, क्योंकि इनकी ये जो ओल्ड इंस्टीट्यूशंस है वो काफी इररिलेवेंट होनी शुरू हो गई हैं, लोगों को भी रियलाइज होना शुरू हो गया है।
कौन सी इंस्टीट्यूशंस?
एलीट इंस्टीट्यूशंस। और एज फार एज अभी जैसे क्रिस रूफो है, he is working on all policies that will ban wokeism completely in all Republican states. That's a huge chunk of America, man. That's a giant chunk of America. आप ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हो कि कुछ नहीं हो रहा है? क्या एक एक पॉलिसी चेक करो जो रूफो हर रिपब्लिकन स्टेट में जाके कर रहा है, और बहुत सीरियस लेवल पे हो रहा है। ऐसा नहीं है, द पुशबैक इज रियल। एंड ठीक है, वो जाएंगे। अभी अभी ये छोड़ देना, न्यूयॉर्क का जो वो मेयर है, उसे बोला अरे बस कर दो, इलीगल माइग्रेंट भेजना अभी हमसे हैंडल नहीं हो रहा है।
Yeah.
तो
They literally don't, they're literally putting these people up in hotels. Hotels are going bankrupt because the government is like, nahi, you can't have guests, you have to put these migrants there.
तो दैट्स द पॉइंट ना, कब तक करेंगे? इवेंचुअली द बबल। अरे ये छोड़ना, जी जिनपिंग सैन फ्रांसिस्को आया, उन्होंने सारे होमलेस गायब कर दिए,
सारे हटा दिए।
तो फिर तो वो क्यों हुआ? अगर इतना ही वोक लोग स्ट्रांग है तो फिर ये क्यों किया?
Yeah. Final question we'll take. We got like 5 or 6 of the same questions. Is what are your guys' opinions or what will happen in Madhya Pradesh? Voting starts tomorrow.
अभी कोई ओपिनियन पोल आया नहीं है मोदी जी की रैलीज के बाद, मगर जितना मैंने बात किया है, कांटे की टक्कर है।
कांटे की टक्कर है। And what about तेलंगाना?
उसमें बीजेपी तो कोई प्लेयर ही नहीं है, तो क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछ रहा है तू?
प्लेयर ही नहीं है।
बीजेपी की कोई औकात है तेलंगाना में?
अच्छा।
एमी
They seem कि भाई हम at least will make a pretty strong impact. That's what the BJP is saying. Will make
तो
a
बोलते हैं
strong
ना,
impact.
हर आदमी बॉक्सिंग मैच के पहले बोलता है मैं जीतूंगा, जीतने वाला थोड़ी ना होता।
I don't think they're saying they'll win. They say
Telangana,
they'll make a big impact.
actually analyze the Congress's base in Telangana. Even if they do very well, they can't get more than about 40 seats. That is their core. They're very weak in the rest of the seats. What, a 90-member assembly or something like that. So you need about 6 more seats to win. Okay. This is where the BJP comes in. Now, KCR, despite trying very hard to find some kind of a modus vivendi with Amit Shah and Modi, they haven't succeeded. There are fundamental differences. So the question is, if Congress becomes big enough, will it force the BJP and KCR to come together? Who do you think the BJP would prefer, KCR or Congress in Telangana? Because understand, Telangana is probably a much bigger money spinner right now because of Hyderabad than Bangalore is.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah. Interesting. KCR and BJP will be a very interesting combo. I don't know how long it'll last, but yeah.
अरे यार तुम लोग भूल रहे हो, 8 से 9
Yes.
सीट ऑल इंडिया मजलिसे मुसलमीन की भी होने वाली हैं, तो वो भी तो है ना, उसको भी
वो
तो
भी है।
कैलकुलेट।
That's true. All right, guys, we better leave it there. Thanks again for sending us all of your questions. Appreciate it. Congratulations to Team India again for going into the final. Abhi to lag raha hai ki, who do you think is going to win the semi-final, the other semi-final?
I'm providing South Africa versus Australia cricket commentary. So
please do. Are you providing it live or on Twitter?
I'm providing it on Twitter. I don't do
on
it.
Twitter only. Okay. So his
because वहीं उसको कॉपी पेस्ट करने को मिलेगा ना, और किधर वो कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं कर सकता।
शर्म नहीं आती है मेरे जैसे जीनियस को, साला लवड़ा पनौटी
चैट जीपीटी डिलीट कर ले भाई। चैट जीपीटी मत यूज किया कर ऐसे क्रिकेट
I don't use चैट जीपीटी।
उसका जो ट्वीट है,
तुम सब जलते हो मेरे से।
हाँ। So he doesn't provide his cricket commentary on videos. He only provides his cricket commentary on X, formerly known as Twitter. So please, if you would like to follow Abhijit's cricket commentary, please follow it on Twitter. Please go follow Abhijit on Twitter, and he'll be posting. You're posting about the South Africa Australia match right now, right? Yeah. So please go follow it. So you can get the बिल्कुल detail में analysis करता है. So you can get an analysis on the second semi-final. So all the best to India. Will कब है final? Kushal?
Sunday.
Oh, it's around the bloody corner. ठीक है. तो will
फाइनल शाम को है।
2 बजे दोपहर के चालू होगा और रात के 10:30 बजे खत्म होगा.
Oh fuck. Chalo. So we'll connect after the final. Obviously, we'll talk about it on the next week's podcast. तब तक के लिए ध्यान रखो सब लोग. We'll catch you next week. तब तक के लिए टाटा bye bye and see you next time.